When you die, it's bye-bye baby, right?
Right. Lights out.
Goodbye.
Just want to bring you some breaking news. Television host,
legendary broadcaster,
television and radio host
Larry King has died. He was 87 years old.
When legendary broadcaster Larry King died, no one expected the $2 million battle that erupted over his handwritten will that disinherited his wife. When Larry King died in 2021 at the age of 87, a bitter $2 million legal battle erupted over his handwritten will that excluded his estranged wife, Shawn. Despite being married since 1997, King's note stated he wanted 100% of his funds divided equally amongst his 5 children. This shocking move to disinherit his wife sparked a heated court fight. Shawn's lawyers argued that King had questionable mental capacity when making the change and was susceptible to outside influences. They claimed the handwritten will was likely a nullity compared to King's original plans. So why did one of America's most famous personalities intentionally leave out his spouse with just a few handwritten lines? And what crucial lessons can we learn from this high-profile estate planning disaster? After his passing, Larry's family made a shocking discovery. Among the legendary broadcaster's final affairs was a handwritten note that seemed to upend his entire estate plan. This document contained a few brief lines that would ignite a multi-million-dollar legal dispute. Just a couple months earlier, the iconic television host had filed for divorce from his 7th wife, Shawn Southwood King, who he had been married to since 1997. Though the divorce was never finalized, King's handwritten note appeared to intentionally disinherit Shawn. The 2-paragraph document, peppered with grammatical errors, stated, "This is my last will and testament. It shall replace all previous writings. In the event of my death, any day after the above date, I want 100% of my funds to be divided equally among my children Andy, Chaya, Larry Jr., Chance, and Cannon." Within these few lines, King's estimated $2 million estate was left to his 5 kids, effectively cutting his estranged wife of over 20 years. So why did the beloved TV icon make this stunning decision to disinherit his spouse with just a handwritten note? While the handwritten will made King's intentions seem clear, his estranged wife was having none of it. Shawn immediately launched a legal offensive to invalidate the document. In her objection filing, Shawn King's attorney portrayed Larry as someone who was highly susceptible to outside influences in his final years. They claimed that the handwritten will was made at a time when the 87-year-old likely had questionable mental capacity and may have been under the influence of pre-operative medication following a stroke. The lawyers argued the hastily written note should be considered invalid and void compared to King's previous wills and estate planning documents. They asserted that despite the divorce filing, the couple had attended counseling and reconciliation remained possible until Larry's health conditions made that impractical. So Shawn's legal team tried to discredit the handwritten will as a momentary lapse of judgment by King, rather than his true intentional final wishes. This set the stage for a lengthy battle over whether the document would be deemed valid. On the other hand, King's son Larry Jr. had petitioned the court to omit the handwritten will to probate, claiming it should supersede any previous wills based on its clear language. The dispute soon turned into an ugly war of words and conflicting allegations of undue influence on the broadcaster. In this high-profile case, we are able to see firsthand the potential risks families can face if estate plans are not properly updated or are open to interpretation. While the dueling legal teams battled over the handwritten will's validity, an even more intriguing question lingered. Why would Larry King choose to disinherit his wife in the first place? Larry's motivations were endlessly debated, with some shocking revelations coming to light about the turbulent final years of the marriage. Larry King's relationship with Shawn Southwick was crumbling by October 2019 when he wrote the handwritten will. The couple had been married since 1997 but had hit a breaking point, with King filing for divorce that August. The divorce proceedings played out as King's health drastically declined following a major stroke in 2019. Some questioned whether the handwritten changes simply reflected King's bitterness and resentment towards Shawn amid their split. Those close to King claimed he had repeatedly expressed feeling betrayed and wanting to cut Sean out of his affairs, suggesting it was his long-standing intent. In the end, only King himself knew his true motivations for altering his will to disinherit his wife of 20 years through a handwritten note. As allegations and accusations flew in court, the legal battle over Larry King's estate only grew more heated and expensive. So rather than letting the dispute over the handwritten will drag on even longer, King's surviving family members decided to resolve the matter through a confidential settlement in 2022. The terms of the agreement were kept strictly under wraps, but it allowed King's estate to be distributed and the case to be dismissed from court. While a public courtroom battle could have provided more clarity around King's true intentions and mental state, the confidential settlement avoided any more airing of the family's dirty laundry. It ultimately spared them from potential further reputational damage and legal fees. Even though Larry King's $2 million estate may never be revealed publicly, in my opinion as an estate lawyer, this high-profile case led to some crucial lessons. The first major takeaway is understanding the impacts of separation versus divorce on your estate plans. In many states, including New York where King resided, separation alone does not automatically invalidate or update documents like wills or trusts, naming your spouse as a beneficiary. This is also true for estate planning laws in New South Wales. In light of King's handwritten note, unless you take formal legal steps to remove or disinherit your estranged spouse, they may still have a legal claim to your assets per your previous estate plans. Keeping your ex-spouses named could unintentionally leave them in control of your end-of-life matters against your wishes. This highlights the critical importance of regularly updating your will, trusts, power of attorneys, and other estate documents whenever there are major life changes like separation, divorce, remarriage, birth, etc. The ambiguity of King's handwritten note brings us to the second key takeaway from this case: the value of having extremely clear, formalized estate plans created with experienced legal counsel. Holographic or handwritten wills are often deemed invalid or open to interpretation battles, especially if mental capacity is questioned. Having official, updated, and comprehensive estate documents can prevent such messy disinheritance fights. In the end, Larry King's case served as a wake-up call about the need for vigilant estate planning and avoiding assumptions about what happens after separation. By being proactive, deliberately documenting your true final wishes, and regularly updating your affairs, you can prevent leaving behind a legal quagmire for your loved ones like King did. If you want to ensure your own affairs are properly planned and avoid landing your family in a legal quagmire like Larry King, don't wait. Contact our experienced estate planning attorneys at Biz Lawyers today for a free consultation. Our legal team will review your current documents, advise you of any potential pitfalls, and help you update your wills, trusts, and power of attorneys. Click the link below to get started.